come on in and join us.
We have no idea what soap we're doing today, but we know it's from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, come on in. We'd love to meet you. If you're here during the live premieres, join the chat. Let us know where you're from and what you're shaving with. Meet the whip.
Yeah. So for our mention today, Stirling Soaps dropped 9 3-ounce soaps for Black Friday, and they brought them back for Black Friday in July.
Yeah, just to sort of test the waters and see what the community might like. In fact, one of them we should probably come clean about, because if you are just our audience here on YouTube, you've never seen it. Because on Instagram, we have our Iffy Soap series.
It is what it sounds like.
On the sales page, when Rod says something like, don't buy this, you are equally likely to love it as to hate it,
we had to do it.
we gotta have that one. So we opened it dead live on Instagram, and we actually declared that Bonaparte was not an iffy soap.
Yeah.
It's definitely not maybe what you'd call a crowd pleaser,
Yeah,
but we
probably not.
really liked it. There's some cool things about
They're definitely fun. It's totally different. There's its own genre, but I feel like we would use it. It's not like we're like, can't do it.
On the sales page in the fan group, Rod mentioned that it was sort of oranges that had been puked up into a porta potty. I don't
think it's that,
I don't
yeah.
get that. But what do you think now that you haven't smoked it in a
Yeah, it's
while?
funny. It does have a deeper spice, and then it has something at the end, which I think is where people get stuck on. If you can smell past that, you're good. But there is something at the end that could be a turn off for some people. I can see
edge to it.
It does.
It's a little bit on the herby side of herby, but
it's fun, let's just say. So, we decided we're going to do this episode a little backwards and different, because we have 6 more in the box that we have to open, I think.
And we don't care in what order we open these, y'all, because these are meant to be a little bit more on the fun, experimental side with the tiny splash involved. So we're just going to pick one out of the box, and that's the one we're going to cover today. So we still have no idea exactly what soap we're going to meet when we meet the soap. All right, y'all, they came in this giant box, all 6 of them, because we had lavender already and we had Bonaparte already, so we got the others. All
Okay,
right.
no peeking. Just stick your hand in.
Okay, me?
Yeah.
No, I already peeked. You put your hand in. Yeah, you grab one. Just as long as it's small, feels like a 3-ounce size. That'll be the one we do today. All right, you ready? Drum roll, please.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Which one is it? Red Eye.
Red Eye! Oh, I have a feeling this might be an homage to a famous Polo cologne, but we'll find out when we unbox it. Oh, y'all, I've never seen one of the little Stirling splashes before. A 2-ouncer. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do this a little bit backwards from the sales page at stirlingsoap.com.
Our take on the popular Polo Red Intense.
Oh.
Okay, so an homage with top notes of blood grapefruit, which is probably why
Do I know what a blood grapefruit is?
Yeah, I guess you're right. A blood orange.
I mean, that tree outside my grandfather's house was nasty.
I think I
Blood, it might be a
one
good way
before,
to describe that.
I
Really?
forgot they existed.
Because like a blood orange is kind of like a sweeter, deeper
Yeah,
orange. Kind of
I think it's a little less sour.
Right.
But we'll have to check that out.
Oh, and then this is an interesting one.
Yeah, cranberry.
It's not even Christmas time yet, y'all.
I mean, I guess if we're going red intense, maybe these things have those colors, right?
Lemon,
I don't know.
Saffron, middle notes of
Ginger, coffee.
Wait. What?
Sage, lavender.
With base notes of amber, red cedar, and leather.
This could be anything.
Y'all, we did Stirling green. We just shot Stirling black.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's a reason this was not called Stirling red.
It's red eye.
Right.
Maybe
there
the
might
coffee's
be a
gonna wake us up
few more
here.
surprises hiding in here, but we'll know for our first impression. I'm so not used to the little sizes. I feel like we turned into giants, and we're doing the same review.
It's like the Honey I Shrunk the Audience kind of ride, you know? We just totally shrunk.
Okay, I'm excited to see where this goes, because the Polo scents were not what I was expecting.
No, and it's funny, like, and I mean, 90s was big of, like, even just wearing a polo, brand thing was very big.
Ralph Lauren was on Friends.
Right,
all the
and
time.
I was a little too young to even realize that all the scents that went with it. Right. But I'm very curious to get my nose on it now, because clearly Polo Red Intense is meant to be a little more of like a oomph to it.
And I grew up wearing a Ralph Lauren cologne. Chaps was the one I picked up when I was like in 8th grade, right? So who knows where this is going to take us? I wonder if it's going to be sort of in the same family as the other polos.
I wonder. But even just from reading that list, this could seriously be anything.
Yeah, this is way different, y'all. So, okay, you go first. Take it in. I just want to see your face. I'm going to ask you some questions.
Okay. I'm expecting it to be a little cologne, but then with an intense twist or something, I'm guessing.
I was so surprised. We shot Mediterranean Man today, and I was shocked at how little a cologne vibe I got from that, how I got way more of a place vibe from that as a Creed cologne. So who knows where Ralph's going to take us today, but let's find out.
Let's find out. All right, here's the pour for those who like to see.
Red alert.
Red alert. It's red. It's not red soap, but that's okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah? It's softer than you thought, huh?
Yes.
I can tell by the face. See, I know.
It's a little familiar.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if I knew someone that wore this, but I had no idea that this is what it was called.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as we're having a little fun doing things backwards and doing these little Stirlings, I'm going to do this backwards. I'm actually going to try the splash first. And then I'm going to tell you what I get from the soap.
Okay, then let me finish my whiffs here.
Okay, finish your whiffs, 100%.
While you work on opening that.
I'm going to keep asking you questions.
It has a little close friend to something that's in saguaro blossom.
Oh, the cactus flower.
There's something, but then it has the heavier side that goes a little more cologne at the end.
Right.
But there's something in them that's friends. I don't know what it is, but it could just be in the base too. Sometimes that happens. But
Ralph Lauren was on Friends.
Yeah, there's something sweeter and prettier that's similar to that lane. If I just had to give you like a Stirling Avenue to go through.
Love it.
But then there's something at the beginning and the end that has more of those fruits that are there. Right. And then it must be the red cedar or amber. There's something that goes a little more masculine. Right. But it is not a crazy in your face as coffee as I was hoping. Oh. I am a coffee fan. I'm guilty. But it may be in the splash. I don't know. Okay. But it's still definitely a lighter scent than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be definitely more of like a gut punch of like something more intense in that route.
Can you tell it's a cousin to Stirling Black and Stirling Green?
Actually, yes, because again, Stirling Black, I thought it was going to be much heavier, and it wasn't. There's something, it's a little closer to the Stirling Black than the Stirling Green, in my opinion.
Right, Stirling Green being more of an evergreen sort of a sense to that.
This has less of the greenness for sure.
Okay, I'm going to do this backwards, y'all.
I'm so curious,
I'm going to start with the splash and then go back to the soap.
And these ones don't come with menthol, I don't think, which is kind of fun. Just those little guys, Right. But you can add your own. Do not be turned off by that.
Just enough to know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Oh, you are so right. Oh. Y'all.
Okay, don't smell the soap, just smell the splash.
If you were a child of the 80s, this is going to have a soothing quality for you that's hard to explain.
Yeah.
Whoa. It's the sweet.
I was just going to say, does it come out as sweet there too? Because I'm getting that.
Yes. But it's a controlled sweet, but it goes down one lane so fast that the tire tracks light up with fire. Y'all, there was something beautifully sweet about this that left us when the 80s left us. So even when you think about chaps, when you think about some of the other things that Ralph Lauren did, once the 90s hit, colognes kind of took on this new identity, this new sort of, these new high notes, kind of exploring sweets in new ways. I blame CK1 for this. This is like, this is a beautiful, beautiful bridge between those like syrupy, beautifully sweet Avon colognes of the 70s and 60s to like what Creed was about to do, you know?
Yeah, this is that bridge in between. But there's something like, I didn't know that cranberry could be so pretty.
Oh, I had totally forgotten that was in there, but that's what I'm sensing. There are a few things in this, and this is what I love about it, that are kind of quirky, that are like, this doesn't belong in a cologne, but because it's there, you want all your colognes to have this now. And the cranberry is totally one of the things that's doing that. Okay, so let me smell the soap now and see if there's a little bit
and then I might trade you. But
I've never done it backwards before.
But I think what I'm smelling, even just from here off your drive down, I'm getting more of the ginger, a little more coffee, sage, red cedar, leathery, more the masculine-ishness.
A powdery ginger that borders on floral. And then that takes this beautiful giant U-turn and goes down into Sauermann country with the amber and the red cedar and the leather.
Okay, so go for the soap base and see, like, in there.
Oh, yes, it's lovely. I think there's a beautiful sort of high note that is in the Stirling base. I want to get a small thing of this that's unscented.
We should.
Right.
I'm sure they change a little bit. Like some I know have the beet tallow, some don't. But I'm curious because I think some of these cologne homages really interact in a cool way with the base that it kind of trips you up like, oh, is that part of the scent? Is not in a bad way. But then when you get there, the splash is like, oh, this is where we're fully coming circle here.
That's kind of what I wanted to experience because I think it's the Stirling base that allows the fruities and the gourmands to come
really
out in more of a prominent way right off the puck. But then once you lather and once you add a little air and water, that spreads back out to be a lot closer to what's in the aftershave. So on that note, why don't we build a little bit
lather.
of leather? So this is our new Haley's Artisan 3D printed mold. It's got an epoxy layer in there, y'all. Just beautiful. So we're going to lather this just a little bit.
Let's see. Yeah, because I'm curious how it changes from that lather. A little smasher in there.
This is our new rescued bougie sprayer from Sean and Julie. Thanks, y'all.
They helped us, yes.
And speaking of Sean and Julie, they also gifted us this beautiful water brush.
Alrighty, I'm going for it.
Right,
okay, let's show our friends how this wakes up.
Red eye indeed. I love this.
I think the brightness, though, like where I was thinking red eye was going to smell like a Red Bull or a coffee or like something like obnoxious.
Right.
Just a little more in that sweet lane. I can see how the brightness would definitely wake you up. Like not like red eye, you know.
Sure. Well, red is nature's like danger color. Like generally, if you find something red in nature, you're not supposed to go near it or put it in your face.
Besides the roses, right?
Well, roses are fine. Although, there might be some cautionary tales. Have you ever taken an actual red-eye flight?
Yes, I have. I forget. Maybe it was to New York?
Yeah, you usually go from west to east. Because you lose 3 hours.
Right.
So it's way better to try to sleep through it. You know what I mean?
We definitely did when we were going to the Philippines, but you have to kind of plan your layovers. Like we had one in Korea one time, and then it was daytime and night. Like you have to plan when you're going to land and where you're going to take off.
We had a show that Darren and I had to go see in New York, and we had 24 hours to do it, right? So his mom worked for the airline, so that was easy.
Perfect.
I booked a red-eye to New York City. Cool thing was, like, it's all these, like, business professionals getting on the plane at, like, 10 o'clock at night, and there's a procedure. So, like, as soon as the door closes, the windows go down, and if you don't, you get the side eye of, like, excuse me, we are all going to sleep now. And as soon as you take off, the masks come out, and that plane is absolutely silent, y'all, and I kind of love that. I didn't sleep much, but I really appreciated that, like, this is kind of...
we all have meetings in the morning, y'all.
The system, right? We sleep going to New York. Because when you come back, you pretty much arrive before you leave.
You're still losing. Yeah, you lose 3 hours. Right. So even though you're sleeping over the plane, you still lose 3 hours when you get there.
And then you get off the plane and you go to Central Park and have breakfast, and it's fabulous. In fact, we found this little diner. I didn't even know these things really existed, but it was a true short order diner. So we sat down. The waitress comes over and goes, "What do you want?" And Darren goes, "Can we see a menu?" She goes, "No. What do you want?" 2 eggs, toast, bacon. Okay, you? Eggs, English muffin, sausage. Y'all, 30 seconds later, she's back with the food. 2 minutes later, she's back with the check. Come on, you two, let's go. We got a line going on. It was heaven. It was
short order restaurant? Is that what it's called?
Yes, short. And I think she even used the code. Give me Adam and Eve on a raft, sink them and then burn them. Kind of stuff. Like it's magical.
That's fabulous.
It's magical.
New York,
if you could ever take a red-eye flight, they only go to awesome places. Okay. I guess that's the point.
So speaking of awesome, take a whiff of this bad boy.
All right, so this is the La Caja Fall whiff on 3, 1, 2. Saguaro blossom for sure.
Well, they're just their cousins. They're, you know.
Yeah, but they're like, these cousins are too close. These cousins should not be this close.
This is the more masculine side, though. There is something that's a little like spins off to cologne land.
And the less gourmandy side.
Yes.
100%.
But something is a friend. That's all I'm saying.
100%. This is Abbott and Costello.
But I feel like, you know, I wasn't expecting this to be such a summery kind of a scent. Right. But it really does. Like, if you had to have a cologne for summer,
I know.
This would totally vibe with that, at least from here.
And I love that none of these scent notes seem to make sense together, but in this, they really do. Let's take another look through these. All right, so off the top, did you get the blood grapefruit?
It's still, I don't know how, but the lemon, cranberry, blood grapefruit, they're all one fruit in my mind. Like when I'm taking a whiff, like somehow they became one. I don't know how.
Not me, but grapefruit and I do not get along. So if I walk in a crowded room and grapefruit's over there,
not friends.
That's the first thing I notice. So, but what I like about it though, what I like about it here, it's giving it a wall. Because I find sweetness in a soap is like a helium balloon. If you don't have a ceiling, it's just going to keep going and keep going until somebody cries over it. So here's the thing. This has been so beautifully sweetened up that it needed something natural, something dry, something a tiny bit, and sour to stop that, to keep it from going too high. And the grapefruit for me does that, because if you look at what else,
blood grapefruit, and it's different. It's different.
Right. And if you look at what else is banding around it, cranberry, lemon, these are strong characters. So I feel like he kind of needed that to balance those out and keep him from going too far into the rafters.
It immediately, for me, escapes into the saffron, ginger, coffee, sage, whatever that part is. Again, that's where it kind of takes it to more of the masculine little touch.
And that same saffron from Friends to the end, that Baccarat Rouge, just that beautiful, warm, soothing saffron.
But then this twists it to like a brighter side somehow of whatever that citrus is. It's still like a brighter side.
I think it's the things that are pulling against it that just kind of bring it out of the basement, make it a little less subtle in the balance with the ginger.
Right.
And then the coffee. It's for sure here.
But then it blends for me into the amber cedar. It's red cedar, by the way. And leather. Like something in that is more of that base to make the brightness still be a possibility.
Yeah, and I think it's a cashmere leather. I'm not getting like that saddle leather, even though I'm a fan. That's maybe it might be
a different one here for sure.
Different. This is more of the new Cars cashmere sort of sense of the leather, I think.
Yeah, and then the lavender just keeps it kind of clean still. Kind of that mid-tier range.
What's that great line from Jaws of like, go out further, go out further. I need something in the picture for scale. And he goes, screw your scale, right?
I'm not going out there.
Sometimes in blends of scent notes, I think there are things like lavender that are knows for scale, so that we can sense that and be like, okay, this I have now. What is that? What is that? It just gives you something to stand on that you are familiar with, so that all these things that you're not are attainable. They are palatable.
Is there a certain time of day that you'd wear this scent? Like, if you didn't know that it was called Pull Red Intense, like, if we didn't have any sway by the title, just a smell.
I don't know. I'm thinking either sun coming up or sun going down.
Ah, like if you're about to have a good night ahead.
I don't think
you
this is the
up?
sun's directly over your head. I think this is one or the other. I think this is night or morning.
And I to me, I still get a fun 90s vibe. Like, it really does take me to 90s.
100%. The nostalgia is all here in this.
But it still could be completely current. Like, if this was on the shelf right now, dudes would totally, I know, you're making a mess.
We know we never comment on lather here at the Barbershop Duet, but y'all, look at the iridescent yogurt that this Stirling is making with such little effort.
And it's clearly 3 ounce will last you a long time. You're not getting, lost by not getting the 5.8 round. This will last quite a while. We didn't use much, and that thing is overflowing.
Y'all, the missing ingredient is often time. Before you add a little more water, add a couple extra minutes. Put on your favorite song, enjoy the aromatherapy, keep spinning. It's all in the wrist, right, Douglas? And y'all, I feel like every time I try to connect two of these scent notes together, I find something new. We're going to have to take this a little deeper.
I think our version of Red Eyes right now is when I'm teaching my international sessions. They go kind of all-nighters a little bit.
She teaches to lots of countries all over the world, y'all. And sometimes she's like, are you teaching tonight? Yeah, 3 a.m. Oy, so yeah, you might need a little bit of a red eye on your shoulder. I might need
to throw some of this on. They can't smell me when I'm teaching virtual, so I can load up with whatever I want.
You know what? Here's a weird question. If we can't tell whether a soap is masculine or feminine, does that mean it's a vibe?
Oh. Have we just created that decision already and we didn't realize?
Live on the air. Because I can't place this. I don't know if this is a male or female. I really don't. So I think this is more of a vibe, and I think maybe that's how you discover that.
And I have to say that a lot of the 90s scents, because they were less overflowingly masculine, did almost create a vibe just by doing that. So I wonder if that era was like one of the first ones that wasn't like it needs to be male, female centered. It could just be, does this smell good on you kind of vibe.
That's a really great point, because I feel like the early sort of really popular masculine colognes of the 60s and 70s went really hard in their particular direction, like really hard to define masculine in the darks, in the leathers, in the tobaccos. There's that ad we were watching for English leather where the tagline for English leather is, all my men wear English leather. Wait,
Okay.
Whoa. We thought Three's Company was racy.
Right?
The commercials were even worse. So I think it's that. I think it's all of a sudden, guys woke up and realized it's not just about the darks. We can't all be John Wayne. We don't all have that kind of neckerchief in the closet. So we need the things that are more along the lines of your Bill Nye Science Guy.
Right.
What is Ernest Hemingway gonna smell like?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's where this whole generation and Ralph Lauren did everybody a massive favor by rediscovering what masculine was.
Right.
Using combinations that were outside the ordinary, even with green and black. Polo black uses mango.
Right.
Polo green is evergreen. Y'all, these are not out of your normal palette of things that
and
these
even what we
perfumers
just
were
read
using
here.
at the time. These were different. These were pushing the envelope. And they still, I think, deservedly have that place of honor in the
I would agree.
in the family tree of these
I
scents.
do have to say, I love in the shaving world, you know, every time that we are thrown a new homage that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that existed.
Right.
Oh, that's from the 90s. Oh, how cool. Like, I really can appreciate what they did for the time, but they still are current. It's not like, you know, maybe you can't buy some of these anymore if they're outdone or outdated, like, but it's kind of cool that they can be recreated in new ways with better quality ingredients after times have changed. Like, getting our noses on this, it does have a place in our den.
It does.
I gotta say.
It totally does. I'm so glad we got this. And I'm so glad this is the first one you accidentally picked out of the
just
box
going.
to start this little series with. So it's pretty simple, y'all. All you have to do is really need to see Sondheim on Sondheim before it closes at Studio 54. You're going to grab your friend Darren and you're going to jump on a red-eye flight to New York City. And when you see the show, he's going to tell you, I might get a little emotional. Is that okay? And I'm like, oh, of course it's okay. But when you go backstage and Vanessa Williams says, hey, Barbara, it's the crier from row 3, he got his own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with red eye, and I think the charm here are two things that you wouldn't necessarily think would click together, because when it's on my face, I'm finding the miracles and wonders are existing where the blood orange meets those wisps of black coffee, and somewhere in there, where your nose has not done that much exploration, there are fantastic things to be found, and masculine ones, while staying in the lighter sides, and the lather. Y'all, this isn't a base you have to figure out. This is a base that figures out you. How much water do you like? How much time do you like to give it? It is a friend. Rod and Mandy, thank you for this. Welcome to Messages.
So for our September giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to win a $20 gift card to Zingari Man.
Yeah, y'all, all you have to do to be eligible is send us an email here to WeSentYou at thebarbershopduet.com, mention Zingari Man, and check back here on October 4th when we have Alexa help us choose our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
I love them. And 3 ounces from Stirling. This could last you 6 months.
Yeah, it really could. Like,
No.
I really, it's cool because we do have 6 more of those, I think. So we're going to have its own little place to grab it. But I always look at our 5.8 ounces and I'm like, man, we may not be able to use all of these up. There's too much good soap
I
in
think
here.
secretly, I'm pretty sure in the back of my mind, I'm not going to die until I use up all my shaving soap. So, hey, the episodes are
good.
just going to continue.
Keep them going.
Y'all,
Sounds good.
Rod and Mandy, thank you for putting these out to the community so that we can all get a sense of them and kind of vote which ones we want to be the next big old 5.8 ounce size. In fact, I've heard that Outdoor Man is clearly leading that pack right now, but who knows? Maybe we can help one of these also Rands catch up a little
All
bit.
right, we will have to see which one we pull out of the box next. I'm kind of excited. If this one was the starter, I can't wait to see what's next.
Who knows? We've got some millionaire stuff to come. We've got some Tom Ford. Y'all,
Lots of
miracles and
fun.
wonders are ahead from Stirling Soap Company.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.